Hello guys, Honor Matthew here again. In this video, I'll be walking you through Power BI interface. That means I'll be showing you what you're seeing in front of you here. So the first thing we're seeing here is the most obvious thing, right? The canvas here, this rectangle down here like this. So this rectangle here is called the canvas in Power BI. It's on this canvas that we create our dashboard or create our report. So every visualization and everything we are doing within Power BI is going to be presented within this canvas. The next thing that we have here is our view pane. It's called the view pane because it has all the icons that will deal with the different views we have in Power BI. So the first icon here is called our report view. So our report view allows us to see this our canvas and everything that we have within our canvas here, right? So the next thing is our table view. Now this table view allows us to see the table that we are using to create our visuals. That's the data sets we are using to create our visuals or our report. So those are within our table view. Next off, we have our model view. So in this model view, this is where we create all our models and everything that has to do with modeling. So next off, after the report view, down here we have our page pane here where we have page one. So within this page pane, we can create as much pages as possible. So we have our page pane here. This is where we get to create multiple pages of reports when a report has different dynamics to it. So we use multiple pages to do that. Next, we have our filter pane. So with this our filter pane, we get to create filters either on visuals, or we get to create filters on page or filters on the entire report. We will get to talk about this subsequently in class. Next off, we have our format pane. So within this format pane, everything that has to do with formatting either our page or our visuals, we'll find them within format pane, right? So we'll talk about the features within that in subsequent videos. Next up, we also have the last pane here that contains other icons. So here we have data pane where we get to see the data sets that we've brought in. Other than the data pane, we get to see format pane, and if we are interested, we can bring in more pane. So currently what is activated is data pane and format pane. So we can bring in bookmark pane, selection pane, performance analyzer, and the rest of them. So I'm just going to put off all of these features here. So this is our pane switcher that has all our panes that we can switch between. Above here we have tabs, different tabs in Power BI. So most popularly we have the home tab. If you are familiar with all Microsoft applications, you know that all of these tabs are common things with Microsoft. So in the home tab here we have every feature that most likely we'll be using very often, like the clipboard, icons to get our data, and transform icon where we get to do move between Power BI and Power Query and the rest of them. So next off we have the insert tab. In the insert tab we also have things that we can insert into our report, right? So we have our visuals here. Of course we can insert visuals. Other than visuals, we have our AI visuals. Other than that, we have paginated reports that we can also insert. These are other Power Platform apps that we can integrate with Power BI. Next up, we have elements, like if we want to bring in pictures of logos, or we want to bring in shapes, or we want to bring in buttons and text boxes to write text. Next up, we have modeling tab. So with this modeling tab, we get to manage our model relationships. We get to also create measures and other things that have to do with modeling. Next off, we have the view tab that talks about everything that affects what we see. So first off, we have our themes. Of course, we can change our themes and select the theme we want to use for the report that we're dealing with. We have page view. Under page view we have fit to page, we have fit to width. Now we have actual size activated here. Of course we can change it to fit to page. You see the expansion here. We have mobile layout that allows us to arrange our reports exactly how we want it to be viewed on phone. So we have mobile layout here. So let's get this out and go back to normal layout. If you notice beneath here, just by the page pane, we have our desktop layout, and then we also have our mobile layout here too, right? So we can switch between mobile view and desktop view here. So next off we have other icons like filters, pane switchers, data format, and the rest of them under the view. Next we have optimize. This just has to do with every function that deals with optimizing our report and making it faster then we have help here. So pretty much this is what we have within the Power BI interface. I would also like to mention that we have ribbons within each tab. So within this home tab, we have clipboard ribbon. Now you can see the faint line here. This shows us the end of clipboard ribbon. So everything from this ribbon here further down to this line here has to do with importing data. That's why we have this ribbon as the data ribbon. Next off, we have transform queries and refresh queries. So this is our queries ribbon in between this line and this. So that's how ribbons are separated within tabs in Microsoft applications generally, not just Power BI. I believe that having gone through this video, you must have understood where to find whatever you need to find in Power BI. You must have understood the names of all of these elements that we are seeing, so you can also talk professionally when you are presenting your report in Power BI. Okay, so I'm just going to end this video here, and then we'll talk about every other thing in the next video.